nigga Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get style. Then he was like, yo, when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we can just hang out, nigga. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it and shit. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just said? I got the fuck away from him because I was like, this nigga, like, fucking, this nigga just tell me he'd take me shopping. And this is shit that goes on. But this is a little fruit pie. It's a fruit pie. It's a fruit pie. Trust me. You see these little weird ass pictures and shit like that out there. I'm just sitting out there for no reason. You don't see accident pictures of me like kissing niggas. Like that doesn't happen by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Look. Later you gonna find out a little shit that I be saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Man, listen. I'm trying to.
The situation with Diddy seems to be evolving into a He Too movement. Several women have come forward accusing Diddy of misconduct, and now men are also finding the courage to speak up. They're sharing their experiences of how Diddy allegedly attempted to invite them to his unconventional parties. You might recall that 50 Cent was one of the first to mention years ago that Diddy tried to take him shopping. Many industry men are speaking out about how Diddy allegedly tried to trick them into forced freak-off sessions. So who are all these men Diddy tried to mess with? Listen, it's a long list. Now that 50 kind of turned it into a gay joke, most people didn't think Diddy was actually out there forcing himself on men. Let's get right into it, man. You're doing great, Daddy. You deserve it. I love you. However, the walls are closing in on Diddy. He recently received a fourth lawsuit, which is even more troubling than the previous three. The alleged victim, Cassie, was only 17 years old and in the 11th grade when she claimed Diddy was a bad boy, President Pierre. In the third lawsuit, which has not yet been named, her gang saw her and trafficked her. The woman alleges in the extremely unsettling lawsuit that she met Pierre at a Detroit, Michigan lounge where he sexually assaulted her in the bathroom and plied her with drugs. Following this, he and another man allegedly took her to a private judge and flew her to Diddy's studio in New Jersey, where all three of them allegedly abused her in the worst way. You know what that means, transporting a minor across state lines for sexual assault. I won't go into more detail about this new lawsuit because it's extremely upsetting, but the entire thing is accessible online for everyone to read. The alleged victim also included photos taken the night of the attack, one of which shows her sitting in Diddy's lap again. Keep in mind that Diddy was 34 and she was 17, so this is starting to play out exactly like the R. Kelly situation, and we all know how that ended. Legal experts are now predicting that this will almost definitely result in criminal charges. So once the case goes to trial, we're likely to hear more about these details and possibly additional incidents. Recently, there have been reports circulating that other victims are preparing to come forward. Surprisingly, some of these victims are reportedly men, including prominent rappers. It seems that finally some of these men are gearing up to speak out about Diddy's behavior. Among those speaking out is actor and choreographer Columbus Short. He recently shared a video alleging that Diddy attempted to get him to come to his hotel room at 3 a.m. Short expressed his perspective, stating, "I'm sharing this information because Diddy needs to be held accountable. He tried this on me and I know it's true. I was with my ex-wife when I received a phone call around 2:30 in the morning." Reporting inappropriate behavior isn't snitching. It's simply being a responsible and decent person. Men like R. Kelly and Diddy were able to get away with a lot because many people around them chose to ignore what they saw. But let's refocus on the main topic. Another individual who previously made ambiguous remarks about Diddy is the rapper known as The Game. While he didn't explicitly state that Diddy made advances toward him, he did mention spending around 2 years hanging out with Diddy, engaging in shopping trips, but not collaborating on any music. Years ago, The Game mentioned in an interview with Vlad TV that he had worked with some high-profile rappers who concealed their sexuality by involving themselves with numerous women. He expressed his belief that there were several rappers in the closet, indicating a particular disdain for those who hide their homosexuality while outwardly expressing disapproval towards it. The Game clarified that his issue isn't with individuals being gay, stating that he has no problem with that, and even mentioning that gay people are everywhere. However, he highlighted his discomfort with individuals who pretend not to be gay while actually being so. But the problem with that is, If you're concealing your true sexual orientation and engaging in relationships while being gay, it could lead to serious consequences like transmitting AIDS unknowingly. The hidden reality of individuals hiding their true selves is genuinely alarming. This deception is unfair to others because it spreads further. The girl you're deceiving might leave you and be with someone else who is unaware, passing on the disease. It becomes an ongoing cycle of deceit and potential harm. It's not acceptable to hide your true identity. If you're gay, it's better to be open and proud about it. So if you've worked with a rapper who's not openly gay but pretends to be straight and lives a lifestyle contrary to their true feelings, that's a problematic situation. Yeah, there's a significant presence of men who admire other men in hip-hop. The rapper game didn't explicitly mention names at that time. However, many listeners began to connect the dots when he appeared on Drink Champs last year and shared details about his encounter with Diddy. The game started getting serious about his music career around 2001, teaming up with his brother Big Face 100. They released a mixtape that eventually found its way into Diddy's hands. The game had high hopes that Diddy would sign him to Bad Boy Records, but things didn't go as expected. Allegedly, the reason Diddy didn't sign Game aligns with why he never signed 50 Cent. It's rumored that Diddy wanted them to engage in inappropriate activities in exchange for a record deal, a proposition they rejected outright. Game revealed on Drink Champs that Diddy led him to believe they would collaborate on an album, but for about 2 years they merely traveled the world together. Diddy splurged on Game, buying him expensive watches and chains, seemingly acting as a generous mentor. However, when Diddy realized that Game was accepting the gifts without fulfilling his expectations, their professional relationship took a different turn. Diddy supposedly attempted to guide Game's career, but later redirected him to Dr. Dre. He said, "I started hanging out with Diddy, spending 2 years around him. Surprisingly, during that time, we never stepped into a studio to make music. Then one day, while we were smoking, Diddy shared his thoughts, saying, 'You know, I've been thinking, you belong with Dr. Dre.' I was taken aback because it wasn't something I expected. Some people find it odd that I stuck around for 2 whole years, accompanying Diddy on shopping trips and travels, yet we never hit the studio to create music together." Someone mentioned that the Game spent 2 years with Diddy without hitting the studio, yet received lavish gifts, implying that Game might have been using Diddy for free gifts, making him appear suspicious. Some even questioned how a male stripper could be more questionable. However, others pointed out that Game was only around 19 or 20 years old when he met Diddy. They suggested that perhaps he didn't realize Diddy's intentions. In response to the previous comment, someone highlighted the concept of grooming and manipulation, stating that individuals like Game might be groomed or set up in such situations. They explained that someone might say, "Go to the studio," but then the situation changes, and they are coerced into something else, often being exploited in the industry. They emphasize that these artists spend their lives working towards these moments only to be taken advantage of. The commenter contested the idea that it's as simple as it may seem, especially when discussing someone like 50 Cent. He mentioned that the first time Diddy offered to take him shopping was at Chris Lighty's wedding, which took place back in 2003. At that time, 50 Cent was 28 years old and had been in the music industry for almost a decade. He was well aware of what was going on and immediately declined Diddy's offer. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next video.